Hello. How are you all doing today? It's been a day. It's been a day. It's been a good day. I'm not going to say it's been a bad day, but it has definitely been a day. So as we get started, before I introduce the people that I'm here with, because luckily for you, I am not alone, so you don't have to deal with my incessant rambling the whole time. I'm going to put just a little bit of background music on. Just a touch of it. All right. Hi. My name is Charlie. I'm a non binary sci fi fantasy writer, and this is actually my music that you're hearing in the background because I can edit StreamYard now. How is everybody doing? I hope all of you are doing well. Let me introduce the wonderful people that I am here with today. We are joined by the amazing, the wonderful, the completely rearranged room of Cat Leo and Cat Leo herself. And the amazing, we really need to send all of the compliments her way until she stops telling people to stop doing it. Laura Nuts. Flood her channel with likes, people.
I stopped getting a dislike on every single video, so that was nice.
I always wonder, like, who did I get to live rent free in their brain for some time, where it's just automatically, because I kind of miss that, because there was a while there that every time I put up a scheduled live stream, they would automatically get disliked, and I'm just like, whose brain am I living rent free in, where they're just like, Charlie did a thing, dislike. Like, there's not even anything there yet. Like, please tell me what I did so I can do more of it. Oh my. So
I want to show off my shirt. It says writer! Yay!
Yay!
I'm filling up my brand new pill thingies for the rest of the week. Because I want to do it on Sunday. So I'm not filling up the beginning of this week because I technically already took it.
I have an announcement.
Ooh, wait. Announcement time. Announcement time, people. Everyone, pay attention. Be serious. Announcement time.
Tuesday, August 2nd, I am hosting my first ever descriptions workshop on the YouTubes. So far, I have 3 people signed up who want help. But what it will be is I can bring you on screen. We will have the Google Doc of your passage that you want help with, like the 5 senses, having the environment interact with the character, just upping the description, and we will work on them. So that starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, August 2nd. Let me know if you want StreamYard link to hop on in so I can help. I've asked somebody else to help co-host because they're also great with descriptions, but I haven't heard back yet. So it might just be me. But yeah, we'll see.
Which would be wonderful. Because you are just like masterful when it comes to descriptions. It's a little bit.
Descriptions.
Not that I have envy at all. Like, I'm fine. I'm perfectly
My
fine.
mommy bought me a pill container. It's rainbows.
See.
Then I can take the thingies out. So this is one day, and it has a night and day. So hopefully I'll remember to keep and stuff.
Jules finally updated the Camp Nano website with all the sprints.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot. If you get 2K words tomorrow, you should hit your camp goal. Yay! But the story still isn't finished. I've been writing for way too long, and I'm just going to say the story is never finished.
What?
You will always be like, oh, what if I added the scene? Oh, what if I took that scene out? What if I completely rewrote the dialogue?
And you were mocking me for my presentation.
Yes, because I don't let myself do that.
Whatever.
Though you can mercilessly mock me when I get back to work on the Wand and Weaver books because I am doing a complete rewrite of it, of at least the beginning of it, because I cut a character out of the book because I couldn't figure out how they fit into the book, but they're very important for the second book in the series. So I am editing them back in because I actually found a thing for them to do in book
Oh,
one.
yay.
So there, not a lot is going to change about that book, but it will actually have a preamble. It's going to spend more time in Philadelphia than it did originally, and you're going to spend more time with Castle than you did in the original book.
Why
So
is my brain?
I
I
asked
closed the rain down in Philadelphia.
oh, you have no idea how appropriate that is. Yeah, because we're going to meet Remus Pennybell, who is the character who got cut out. He actually still is in the book because there's one scene I couldn't get rid of, and it's this weird random scene where he just shows up for some reason and disappears, and he's never explained in the first book. He's just like a random dude who's just like, so the thing? And then he disappears again because I could not figure out a way to cut that one scene out.
Uh-huh.
So he was still technically in it originally, but that scene will make more sense now because I figured out how to do two things at once. It gives him a reason for being there, and it takes away one of the biggest criticisms of the book, but not the biggest criticism, and that's because I'm not fixing that. It's not a romance. They don't get together at the end. Sorry, spoilers. Nathan is not getting fall in love with a serial killer. Anyway, doesn't it though? Doesn't it though? Looks so good. Hello, Maggie. Congrats on the book. Very, very excited. Hello, Co-Gamer. How are you doing today? Yes, the lovely Laura is here. Yes, how was the lunch? Let us know everything. It is a very nice shirt.
I got it from the Instagrams. I think it's what's her name? Is it
Ooh.
Martin Wrights Books? I can't remember her handle. But,
Ooh, you know. Sorry, I just realized if I got to live rent free in Maggie's brain, there would be goats. Because I've seen you with the goats.
Okay, so when I saw my mom on Monday, we went and picked up one of my prescriptions, and I was like, "Mom, would you buy me some eggs? Because I need eggs." And she's like, "If I would have known you needed eggs, I would have brought you eggs because Grandma's got all these chickens laying all these eggs." I think Grandma replaced Grandpa with chickens because after Grandpa passed away, Grandma got a ton of chickens.
You cannot do that to me. You cannot do that to me. I have not had my Jace venting time for 2 weeks now. I'm better. I'm better. I'm better. I did not say it out loud.
One of Grandma's chickens had a stroke, and she nursed it back to health. It's like, this chicken has its own little pen now, because the other chickens tried to kill it. But Grandma's like, "No, I'm nursing it back to health." So, she has a chicken that's just gets to live its luxury life on its own away from the other fuckers.
This sounds yummy.
Sounds delicious.
Maggie says lunch was locally sourced ham and cheese, an artisan bread, macaroni salad, and a banana split sundae. That sounds amazing in every possible way. I'm not going to tell you what my lunch was. It's depressing and sad.
mine was a ham sandwich with Doritos in it.
Ooh, I had peanut butter and jelly.
I'm almost out of
I
bread.
like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. But I was still moving things.
This needs to be a sign that is emblazoned on every laptop that every writer ever gets. Each story is just an intro to the rest of the series. Yes. Yes. Hello, CB. How are you doing today? You're not going to tempt me into saying it because I'm pretty sure you know what went through my brain and I'm not. Insert Janine Garofalo quote from Truth About Cats and Dogs here. There. That's as close as I'm getting. Let's see. Oh, Brooke gets knee, and she's back to the flock. That's cool. Thank you. It's always good to hear nice things. You had 2 pieces of breakfast sausage for lunch.
Did you have anything else?
I would have been happy if I had done something like that. I would have been happier. I just had a desperation. I'm not having a panic attack. I need to have food. Lunch. Ooh, pan-fried tofu and leftover dressing stuffing. Oh, from last night's dinner. That does sound good, though. I want stuffing so bad. I want it so bad. Brian tricked me into having chicken nuggets for dinner last night because he's like, there's leftover potatoes au gratin in the fridge. So I will heat that up if we have the chicken nuggets. And I'm just like, fine. We would have them.
What am I gonna eat with my chicken?
Yeah.
Am I just gonna eat chicken by itself?
So I am, for anybody who may or may not have been wondering, I did get into that beta that I was wanting to get into for the Descript video software, and I immediately had project paralysis. And instead of working on any of the videos that I already have scripted in there, I completely recorded a new one. Is anyone surprised?
I'm gonna start my dinner.
Okay.
So for my sprints today, I am either going to be forcing myself to make some really obnoxious YouTube shorts to make sure that I know how to use the new software, because I feel like making a bunch of 1-minute videos would be a really good way to learn how to use the software. But that probably won't be the thing that I do. And if it's not the thing that I'm doing, I am going to head on over to my outline and continue working on that, because that is where my heart is right now. And nope, breakfast sausage. Yeah, it is. Your sausages are a bit bigger than ours, and they have a different flavor, but I like it.
There it is. I finally. It took me that long to find the Instagrammer author lady that makes these shirts.
I'm just going to leave this here on screen, probably for the rest of the stream until we go into our next talking, because it is true.
Like, I thought it was Kristen writes a novel, but the Kristen writes a novel that was coming up was a different Kristen writes a novel. So it's all one word, all lowercase. But yeah.
I am very excited about this story that I am working on, and I'm hoping to get a good outline fleshed out for it, because I'm having a hard time seeing the bigger picture of the story, which is leaving me with a lot of like, so where do we go from here kind of moments. So I'm trying to see the bigger picture. Plotter put out a video, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, about the W plot, and when I watched it, I was like, oh, that's the thing that I am doing. And so I am using their template for the W plot to try to figure out the main beats of the story, to hopefully get it back into a state of flow, because that's what it is lacking right now. Right now, it's just been, let me rewrite the first chapter 1,000 times, because I keep thinking, wouldn't it actually isn't the story actually this? No, maybe the story is actually that. And I am going to have to rewrite it at least one more time, because with the rewrite of the outline, I have discovered some things that should be in there that are not.
These are all my notes for things that I should fix in the first 2 chapters that I've compiled. So, yeah. At 2:30 in the morning.
Well, the problem with the first chapter is the biggest complaint that I get, especially about my science fiction, is not that it is info dumpy, but that it throws way too many foreign words at people way too quickly. Because is a Star Wars-esque universe, so there's a lot of aliens and a lot of like, this isn't Star Trek where everybody is human and can be shorthanded very quickly. You know what I'm saying? So it's really tricksy to introduce a story, for me to introduce a story like this without spending like 9 pages. Not necessarily like, here is the history of the setting, but just like getting you to understand that it's not all just humans running around, making you feel like you're actually in the world, in the setting.
Okay. I was in a critique group on Discord, and we were reading somebody's like final chapter. Thank you. And I hadn't heard the rest of the story. So I was just coming in on the last chapter. And the character's name was Panda. So I was like, that's an interesting name. And it was in space, on a spaceship. And they were at a bar on a spaceship. And the whole time, he's like flirting with this chick. And then, but the very end, like, I can't remember. They put their paw on the person's head. I was like, wait, Panda's a panda? What?
Yeah. And because the magic system for the setting is so integral to the plot of everything, but also chapter 2, it's like, how do I start boiling this frog so that when the thing happens and the stuff, like when Faye Dahl does the thing that she does to like wreck everyone's day, because that happens in chapter 2, it's like, I need to somehow set this up, but I don't want to have an info dump of, so let me explain to you exactly how the magic works in this setting, because it really is a GTFM story. Like, we are going right to the freaking monkey. We're not waiting to like meet the locals and hear the legend of Kong. Like, we're just going straight there. Like, this isn't Peter Jackson's King Kong.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay, I had somebody go over my first page of Seeds of Doubt, and they were like, yeah, this part's info dumping. It was my 3-sentence paragraph about the other houses on the street. Like, I guess that counts as info dumping by 3 sentences. So I've expanded it by 300 words to show him walking down the street. So
yeah, because that's the thing is, if it's often considered an info dump if it's not important to the story in some way.
Right.
And that can be really problematic, because then, okay, so you told me to cut this thing out because it's info dumping, but now you don't understand the other thing when it happens.
Mm-hmm.
Or like in one of the books that I wrote, I got into a real tussle with my editor about it because they didn't like that I spent so long explaining the basically courtyard outside the building that they were in. And I'm like, shortly after that scene, there's an epic knockdown fight that the entire book pivots on that takes place in that courtyard. By getting you to understand the geography first, I can then shorthand the combat so the combat doesn't get slowed down by having to explain the walls and the benches and the this and the that and the others in relation to each other as much, so that the combat can be more skippy. And yeah, we went back and forth a lot on trying to get that to work. And I don't know that it necessarily does still, but that was one of my earlier books. And there's a lot of things in there that I'm not sure if they work, but they're a thing that I have done. So, yay. Cool Gamer likes Cat's shirt and thinks Cat is awesome and must agree.
Okay.
Alrighty, so CB is going to be going on hiatus starting in August 1st and probably to the middle of October.
Enjoy your time with family and stuff.
Hey, Paget. Yeah, we're actually just about to do one. I've actually loaded it up in the background while we've been talking. But yeah, so I don't know which to wish for most. That is a really hard sentence to get out of my mouth today. Getting ideas for brainstorming. Okay, my brain's just broken today. So probably the brainstorming won't happen. I'll probably just work on the
Ferris' brain was broken, I think, yesterday. It was quite entertaining.
words.
Words are mean.
I feel like so. If anybody hasn't heard, because I really want to build hype for this, Glory from Glory Writes the Blues and I are working on an overly dramatic, self-serious, insanely over-the-top, theatrical trailer-worthy, annoying Hans Zimmer-like remake of the Oscar Mayer Wiener theme song right now. And I am very, very, very excited about this and need the entire world to know that this EP is coming, because we're not only going to do that, there's going to be the dance remix, it's going to be like a whole bunch of stuff. But given the way my brain is today, I feel like I should be working on my side project for this, which is me doing a version of Madonna's bedtime stories. Today is the last day that I am using words. They've gone out, lost their meaning, they don't function anymore. Like, yeah. Oh yeah, it's going to be obscene. Like I have already done the basic track and sent her some stuff to start practicing to do the vocals, because I'm thinking about, like, you know how every theatrical trailer has that overly serious remake of a song, but it's like always done with a female lead singer, no matter what the original song was, who's like got this breathy slow-mo voice
About ruling the world.
Oh, just whatever song. Like, I really like. Oh, there's so many. They're just so over the top. But they always have that like Hans Zimmer like wah wah. Like, it's not like the dubstep wah wah. It's the Hans Zimmer like be in all space wah wah sound with weird like crystal bells in the background. Like, just overly like over the top. Like, you really didn't need this for this thing. Yeah, we're doing that to the Oscar Mayer Wiener theme song, and I am thrilled. It started off as a bad joke that was like, I'm pretty sure was turned into a, hey, I'll do that, as a way to like call my bluff that I wouldn't do it. But ha ha ha, I really do want to do this. So scary spooky version. Yes. Like, just it's gonna be
God, a lost cause. I like that.
yeah, it's gonna be so over the top and wrong.
Candy?
I'm so happy. I'm so excited. Alrighty. Let us then, having said all that, go into our first sprint.
There's two
Thank you,
xenomorphs
Project.
next to each other. What the heck?
We have all of the monsters. There are two xenomorphs. So I am in luck. I have two chances of winning, number 10 and number 11, because even though it looks like a deacon, I am still picking the xenomorph.
What was the at number 4?
Because if I keep picking it, it eventually has to win once, right? Right? I mean, there is no Ripley on the field. Like, the xenomorph has to win at least once. Alrighty. Make sure you have your project open. Make sure that you have something to hydrate with or to caffeinate yourself by. That's what I'm doing. And if you just need to zone out, remember, self-care is productivity for writers. So if you need to do that, do that. All right, let's go ahead and get started on the sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go.
Can you mute me, please?
Yes.
one, Charlie.
One of the Xenomorphs won! Yay! 1 second, I've got a sentence to finish. How did everybody else do?
Good. I log my hours. There's no export coming tonight, so I started working on chapter 1 of Seasoned Out again.
I meandered around my room. I discovered that my chair does in fact fit in between my bed and the little thingy over there, so I can use that little table.
There we go. I got 2 of the 3 scenes for the first chapter outlined. So may or may not be going into too much detail. I don't know. Outlines and I are frenemies. We're not full on enemies. They're not exactly my nemesis, but we do harm to each other sometimes.
I might angle my computer again. I'm like, well, how do I want this angled?
The infinite question. We cheated, and for the gaming computer that I have sitting next to me, and that is also functioning as my light box today. I just have a white web page loaded on it so that there's light on me. We bought an arm that connects to the wall, so I can just wiggle the monitor around.
My camera is through my laptop, and so it's a whole laptop I'm rotating. It's not just a monitor. My monitor is over here.
Yeah, that's even more of a thing than.
I just have a laptop. I have no monitors.
I really want to get like 3 monitors for this laptop because I have so many windows open that I'm constantly flipping back and forth between so many desktops that like it would be easier if I had like a full like engineer from the Matrix setup, which is like all the monitors in front of me, just all of them.
Tomorrow I might actually swap these and see how I like that, and then I might swap it back. Who knows? But then the camera will be more front on. It won't be turned or angled.
Well, how artistic do you want to be? Because no, I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there. Okay, I'm better. I almost went off on a rant. Y'all don't need that. I don't need that. I need outlining. I don't need rants. I think for another day, I've woken up and chosen violence. Hello, Haley. How are you doing?
I'm sorry. I just saw one of the most recent comments that Spence did, and it's hilarious.
Can you sprinkles? Violently shakes box. Hey, you're a monster. Yeah, that's. Y'all are so relatable. Like you have no idea. Yeah,
So,
no idea.
Because I put chicken in the oven, and during the sprint I put because the chicken's basically done, but I had leftover rice, so I'm like, I'm just gonna throw this pan as well into the oven so it can.
It works.
Because I made rice this morning for my breakfast. Because I do eggs, rice, cheese, and salsa.
That would be amazing, CB.
That would.
To have like the full Tony Stark Iron Man 2 setup. Like I want tangible holograms. Like yes. Because when trying to design a ship or a piece of armor or something, I feel like I would be so much better if I could sculpt like clay without having all of the vagaries of clay. Like, yes, I want this. Pixar, when are you going to release this technology that you secretly have by now? The eldest keeps clips of
I don't know what Stray
people.
is.
Yeah, I don't know what this is, and I don't know that I want to know. So I on the video game front, just to explain like where my mental health has been for the last like couple days, twice, 2 days in a row, I have rage quit Power Wash Simulator because it was too intense of a game. 2 days in a row, Power Wash Simulator was too intense for me. The anxiety is real. The anxiety is real right now. It will be better by Friday. I know a lot of my anxiety right now is that project presentations are tomorrow, and my body is preemptively freaking out. But yeah, it's going to be a thing. Yeah, I mean, it would be so handy. Like, can you imagine being able? Like, I have thought about.
I can physically replace the light in the scene.
I have thought about buying a bunch of Lego to prototype like ship ideas that I have for the sci-fi story and stuff, because I know for a fact that that is actually how quite a few major companies actually do their sci-fi ship early prototypes is with Lego, and then they take the Lego and they scan it in and then make it into an actual 3D model. And I kind of did that back when I still have it, I think. I don't think I ever took it apart. When I was designing the Valkyrie for Liquid Sky, I actually made a Lego version of the ship that I had on my desk while I was working on it. But I need so many more Lego than I have. And I don't know if I want to spend the money on having them. So it'd be nice to be able to do that in the computer. What?
Sometimes they'll bring the props from the movies into the studio so that we have them for reference, so we can actually physically see the color and like how it reacts to the light and stuff. It's really nice. So that's fun when you have like the full skin suits of the creatures and the costumes of stuff from the Strain. It's really fun.
So for reasons I really don't want to get into, I've been back in a very alien xenomorph place. Like, I may have been watching the movies again on repeat in the background. It's fine. And I went off on this rant about everything that's wrong with the prequels, is they didn't understand what made the xenomorph look as terrifying as it did. And it's not the claws, it's not the crystal teeth, it's the translucent forehead that was dark enough that in most lighting it looked solid, but was actually translucent, almost amber colored, and it had a human skull embedded in it. So when the light hit it at just the right angle, you would see the skull looking out at you from inside the xenomorph. But it acted like an optical illusion because it was just dark enough and the lighting was low enough that it wasn't always there. So it felt like a trick of your eye. It felt like you were fooling yourself into seeing something scary, and added to the creepiness of it because it was actually there, but you couldn't see it all the time. And that little sneaky thing that Giger did is what made the alien horrifying so well. Like that's what made it work. And they stopped doing that, especially in the prequels. Like, there's no thought given to the aliens in the prequels at all. Like, meh. But I really feel this, especially because Brian won't stop watching it. So we've almost finished the first season of the Resident Evil show over on Netflix.
Wait, like a TV show?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't hear about that. I only worked on the movies.
Oh, yeah, they did a TV show, and it's upsetting because
who directed it?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I really, it would be better for them if I don't know their name. Because it's like the worst thing about this show is that there's actually a very interesting show hidden inside of it that is surrounded by so much crap. Because what they decided to do, which was the mistake, is it tells you the story of after the outbreak and before the outbreak at the exact same time. So you keep flipping back and forth between the after and the before. And the reason this is a mistake is the before is actually kind of an interesting story. The after is boring with bad special effects that they hid by just having it be super dark all the time. So you just see like glinting ooze monsters
Mhm.
that you can't really make out because the few times they did do full lighting on the zombies, they look like they just wrapped somebody in pantyhose and said,
Yes!
"That's a monster, right?" Like
It's like a Doctor Who era monster.
yeah, but that's also the same scene that has the ultra realistic 3D caterpillar monster that lives under the earth for some reason. Nothing in the show is thought out. Nothing in the show is thought out. It
Is there a caterpillar in the Shazam movies?
I don't remember. I don't
Because we
think.
worked on a caterpillar, but I don't remember what it was for.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't recall it being in there. But
That was
It's
like
just-
a year and a half ago.
it's just so troubling because it feels like they shot off of an outline rather than a script,
Oh wait, it was
That's-
a worm.
especially for the future stuff, because it's more like, and then this thing happened. It's like listening to a little child telling you a story. And then we went to the store, and then I got into the chair, and then I put on my seatbelt, and then Mom started the car, and then she pulled the car out of the driveway, and then. But why though? But why? I don't know why. I don't care about any of these characters at all. Which is really bad when you're doing a like survival horror show. Like, if I don't care if your character lives or dies, I have no suspense. Like, there is no suspense when I'm just like, I could take him or leave him. Like, yeah, And I think that's why I'm overthinking everything right now. Is I'm going to blame it on that.
I'm getting I'm getting $33 from Bella for June.
I need to finish editing book 2 so I can get the next Blinded Angels set out. Is written.
Okay. I think the caterpillar we worked on was Mr. Mind.
Imagine steampunk meets
I don't know.
cats. I'm not saying I'm going to be looking that game up, but I'm going to be looking that game up. I see Demon doing it so much of his future. I pretend
I
the
know how.
show doesn't exist. Yeah, look, and I say this without any irony to my voice at all. I enjoy the Resident Evil movies because I showed up for a very specific thing. Mila Jovovich doing terrible things to CGI monsters. That's why I'm there.
That's what I worked on.
I don't care about the plot. I don't care about the characters. It's a very specific thing. I want to see Mila Jovovich being put into a harness so it looks like she can do crazy acrobatics in the sky while pulling a trigger on a play gun that causes CGI monsters to go boom. That's why I'm there. And they very rarely disappoint on that level. So I'm fine with it. And that's all I wanted from the show is, okay, it's a stupid zombie movie based off of a stupid zombie game. Okay, give me a lot of boom boom. And it thinks it's really smart, and that's its downfall. It thinks it's witty.
I don't know how I did it, but I managed to make this chicken and rice taste like the Chinese restaurants chicken and rice. And I mean their chicken nugget chicken, like the inside of it. But it also tastes like the tempura, but there's no tempura here.
It's a kind of magic.
This is never gonna happen again.
The caterpillar was in Shazam. I just found the scene. I wasn't going crazy.
Yeah, pretend the Halo show didn't exist, because I'm not a big fan of Halo, and that show was, yeah,
I got paid. That's all
and
that
I feel that
matters.
too, CB. I came back around to loving it eventually, and then not, and then loving it, and then not, and then because Ming Na Wen is in it, I kept going back because I have a problem. I have a problem. See my Mulan addiction. I have a problem. You put Ming Na Wen in something, and I am here for it. I kind of wonder if that's why I so uncritically love the Book of Boba Fett. Is there's so much Ming Na Wen, uh, but then again, the parts that I find myself defending because people don't like the flashbacks, she's not in the flashbacks. So I don't know. But yeah, I have a Ming Na Wen problem. I actually got to meet her. She's amazing. She may be more impressive in person than she is on screen, and that just terrifies me a little bit. Um,
Oh no!
What? I'm not even going to say the name of it. What? What? You don't put that on the radio?
Cursed.
What monster did this? Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. It's just, it had moments like, I can't remember his name, but the guy that's with the team, and then he betrays them, and then he's with the team, and then he becomes like the literal embodiment of the Hydra demigod. That guy, I didn't like any of that. Like, if they could just edit him out, I would probably like the show a lot more. Like, I can't even remember his name, but that guy.
So like Roy is just sleeping.
It is. Yeah, I think it was Grant. I think you guys are right. I honestly can't remember because I call him words that I don't want to say on YouTube because they're bad words.
Human?
No. It does start with an F and end with WAD.
Oh. A fun mod.
Not exactly. But yeah, I just... that whole character was just... No. And the fact that they kept trying to get, like, him to, like, be in relationships with other characters, and I'm just like, no, just kill him. Just permadeath. Just no.
Do it.
Do it. Do it. We don't need him here. Yes. Oh my, Maggie. Yeah. Yeah, just I can't stand that character at all. At all. Yes. So I'm really upset. The Dragon game that I was very excited about, I'm glad I waited to buy it because the reviews are in, and it's apparently one of the worst games ever made.
Oh no.
And I read the reviews thinking maybe people are being petty, and was like, oh no, it can't be that. And so then I found somebody on Twitch who was trying to play it, and oh no, like, maybe they will make it better in time, but right now I am glad I did not pay for it. Hello, Bonnie. Though Friday on Twitch, I may be playing No Man's Sky because they just did a huge update to how fleets work and how combat, and the previous update was on combat, and I love my fleet and I love the fleet management system, and I'm really curious how they changed it. Speaking of games that started off rough and then got amazing, I do love that game. But yeah, that's what they call it on those trailers. Yeah. one of the bits of software that I'm playing around with has voices that you can use and make say whatever you want. And one of them is the Honest Trailer Guy.
Oh.
And I may have, just for my own amusement, made sound clips of him saying all kinds of ridiculous things because I have the ability to make him say all kinds of ridiculous things, and it entertains me. It's one of the things I do to make myself giggle. It is make Don say the stupid because I can. You just type it in, and then you wait a second for it to do its little magic, and there it is. There's him saying the dumb thing. It's great. It's kind of wonderful. I may use it in some shorts because it's licensed in such a way that I am allowed to use it in videos. So that voice may be appearing in future videos. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah.
It's good to talk about farting unicorns or things of that nature.
Oh, you never know. You never know. I mean, I am a broken kind of a person, so. Yeah. I'm looking for just about anything that makes me giggle right now, because life. Alrighty. Are we ready to do another one of these things? Because I have an outline to do, and I would like to say that I'm going to finish 2 chapters in my outline today. That feels very optimistic to me. But I would like to at least finish one and get some work done on a second one, because that would make me very, very happy.
Hey, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, I may make some dinner.
I don't know what we're doing for the foods. All I know is yesterday was all the foods that I cannot stand. Because
didn't you have sushi? Or was that 2 days ago?
it was 2 days ago. Yesterday, okay, so I can get canceled early. I do not like chorizo. I cannot stand chorizo. My body despises chorizo. And Brian,
What is chorizo?
It's a type of sausage.
Yeah, it's a smoked sausage thing that is very popular and people like it. And Brian accidentally got a thing that had chorizo in it and was like,
it's usually used
fine.
in Mexican cuisine.
And like the smell of chorizo, I don't know what it is about it, because I like Mexican food, I like Spanish food, but the smell of chorizo cooking or cooked makes me nauseous.
Oh no.
And I forced myself to eat the plate because it is food and we are poor. But oh my. I've done my penance for the week. So all I'm saying, all of that in preamble for tonight's dinner better be amazing. I ate the sausage that made me nauseous.
I don't get nauseous from the smell of coffee anymore.
Yay!
Yay! It was a tricksy. It was tricksy. Brian wanted to film me eating it, and I'm just like, 1, no one needs to see me eat, and 2, no, because you will show it to everyone. Because apparently the faces I was making were very funny to him.
I'm so like desensitized to like my picture being taken while I'm eating, or people like seeing me eat, because every time there would not be food in my hand, but as soon as someone tried to take my picture, somehow there was food going into my mouth. It's like, where did the food come from? Everybody's like, how? It's like, what? What? As I'm stuffing my face.
Alrighty, let us say goodbye to Xenomorph number 10.
Bye, Xenomorph.
And I still have one Xenomorph left, even though he looks like a deacon. Alrighty, make sure that you are saving your documents, because it has been a very, very weird time.
Hi, Jen.
Don't feed the gremlins. Save your work, back up your work, send it to a friend, send it to yourself. And hello! Yeah, hopefully I will finish this chapter outline this sprint, and get started on the next one. Them's my goals. Alrighty. Are we ready? Are we set? Do we have something to hydrate with? Are we ready to do the daydreaming if that's the thing? Did you actually save your document when I said so, or did you go like, it'll be fine?
It'll be fine, Charlie.
Let's go ahead and get started on this sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go! It was the wolf, which we looked up the other day, and his name is Ralph. I'm not ashamed. I did not finish the chapter. I meant to, and then got hung up on a technicality that I had to think about for way too long that really doesn't matter because I gotta be me. And hello, Carrie.
Hi, Gary.
Hello.
And I am very excited about this little thing that Tom said in the chat. Yes. I will try any Filipino anything because I am a big fan of Filipino food to the point that it has ruined analog dishes in both Mexican and Spanish cuisine. Like if there's a Filipino dish that shares a name with a Spanish or Mexican dish, I need people to be very, very clear with me which one I'm getting because I can get very upset if I think I'm getting something that I'm not. I try not to be a bad person, but it is what it is. How are you doing today, Carrie?
I'm good. I just got back from Besties maybe an hour ago. We were playing with makeup tutorials so we could get an idea of our looks in September when we go to the Run Fair. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
I'm
Hello,
living
Tanya.
a dangerous life. Spaghetti sauce, white shirt.
Yeah.
It's a
I
brand
would
new
like to
shirt.
say, as my great aunt always said, bibs are made for humans, not babies. Put one on.
Now you go change into a dirty shirt.
No,
Just give a towel.
I bet I've got spaghetti stains on my shirt because Anna was like digging her face into me. I had gotten a bite on the road, and we're still working our way through leftovers from the party Saturday. And all she wants is the pasta. All she wants is the rigatoni.
Mood.
So she,
Mood.
I know, right? So she comes running up to me when she heard me open the door. Mama! And she's just red. Clumps of sauce in her hands. What?
You summoned
has
the
been
beast. You have summoned the beast. She's like, Mommy, I have the sauce.
Alright, I'm in pajamas.
Little one.
Where's your shirt?
Hey, little monster.
Say hi. I didn't close my door good enough.
No, you didn't. And you got a gremlin.
Huh?
No.
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 Let's go back to Daddy.
All the desk time.
Bye.
Bye. CB says, I'm going to see 3 of the 4 MCU releases that are coming out later this year and early next year. I'm not even sure what is coming out. I
already spilled on myself.
Aren't you glad you changed your shirt?
And nobody's going to see my PJs because it's just me and Roy.
And to be in
Dogs can be judgy, so be warned.
Oh, he'll lick it clean.
I am so worried.
I kind of wish we were on Twitch. Somebody could have clipped that.
Clips do exist on the YouTubes, kind of ish. But
Your channel has to be at 500 or 1,000.
that's what I can't remember which. I was trying to remember what the number was. You have to have. You can't be a baby channel. Yeah, I am concerned about Wakanda Forever. I loved Black Panther so much. I am heartbroken still, and I'm really curious how they're going to handle real life events in terms of this movie.
Mhm.
I've so many feels. So many feels. I have a feeling Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be amazing. And just because Paul Rudd is funny. Like, it will be entertaining. I cannot wait for the Marvels. I cannot wait for the Marvels. I cannot wait for it. I just, especially, I don't want to give any spoilers, but the way they ended Ms. Marvel, because
I
there's two
am going to
things.
say they missed making an Ant-Man joke in Ghostbusters Afterlife because he plays the science teacher.
And the CB, I think it's going straight to Disney Plus, or it may have been pushed off to next year. But you did miss one movie that I know that they have made, and that's the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special. I do believe it's still coming out this year. I know that it has been filmed. I know that it's been scripted and filmed, but I have not seen much promo for it yet.
Mhm.
I expect it to be beautiful and glorious trash that ribs the Star Wars Christmas special so hard, and I cannot wait to see Drax in a red robe and not understand why. I feel like it's going to happen. They're going to have Drax in a red robe holding a glowing ball for reasons he does not understand and is
For
very
Life
frustrated.
Day. This is Roy, who's been groomed.
Hello,
Why?
Roy.
Hello, mister.
I ain't a dumb boy.
Hello. You're not eating my dinner, but you can have one of these.
Curse myself, I can't. I feel this, Paget. I feel this so hard.
When I was laid off, I had all the time. Brain could not write.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am, which is why I'm focusing on the outline, because I can pull like nuggets of ideas out. Plus, especially at the stage that I'm at, I'm still using templates for the kind of plot that I want to do. So it's got a lot of questions that I can answer to start moving towards having creativity again. Because I thought about my first video back being a funeral for my creativity. It's not. I've already recorded the video. I just need to finish editing it. But I almost made that my first video for the video side back, because I feel like that would be oddly appropriate, because it feels a little dead right now. A little dead.
Just need a Lazarus pit.
I definitely do.
I rearranged my room. In procrastination level expert. Or what did you call it earlier,
I
Charlie?
said that you did a god tier galaxy brain procrastination.
But
Because
it's gorgeous. I did this all today.
that is so much work to not be writing.
Yeah.
Like, it's
The books are so heavy.
it's
Literally, the books took the majority of the time.
And yes, Tom, it's Ralph the Werewolf from the video game, from the Rampage. Let's see. I have put all of my clothes shopping into a tab group that I have closed up tiny, so I can't see them and continue looking at clothing that I really, really, really want that I can't really afford, but I'm gonna kind of need, because, well, if I raise my arms right now, I'm pretty sure you'd see my armpits. My clothes are old, y'all. They're very old. I don't have enough snaps for you, Jen. That's amazing. That's 632 words. That is awesome. That is awesome. Yay! I can understand that. I am on the other side. but I have a deep, abiding love for James Gunn and the type of stuff that he does, and still kind of hope that someone someday will actually do the script that he made for the Dawn of the Dead movie and show how his script is so much better than that Zack Snyder POS that came out. Because the script that he wrote is very different. Because he was so mad, he published the script.
Wait, like the zombie movie Dawn of the
Yes,
Dead?
yes.
Wait, Zack Snyder made a Dawn of the Dead movie?
Or it was the Day of the Dead. It's one of the like he did. It was one of the earliest movies in his career.
Oh.
And it's all the neo-fascism that you'll ever want from Zack Snyder that he's so good at making. Was it Dawn of the? It's one of the Dead movies.
Okay.
The one it takes place at a mall.
The last of the Dead movie I watched was pre-COVID. We had a screening in
Army
the
of the
Japan
Dead?
section of Toronto, and we watched one cut of the Dead, like on theater screen. It was so fun.
He did Army. Wait, no.
So one
He
cut of the
did Dawn
Dead is a film, a zombie movie made in one cut, and it's like a full-length movie, and it's really fun.
But yeah, it's one of the Dead movies.
Dawn of the Dead. He directed it.
Yeah, James Gunn wrote the original script for that movie, and his script is very different. One of the most noticeable differences between the two is Zack Snyder personally rewrote the dialogue for the priest character to turn the character into a horrible pro-life homophobe that blamed gay people for the zombie outbreak. Because Zack Snyder insisted. And that is not in James Gunn's original script. The character is very different in James Gunn's original script and much more entertaining. Yay! Yeah, I can understand that. Yeah, I loved Captain Marvel. I loved the movie. I loved Miss Marvel. Ms. Marvel was so good. And okay, so the one thing I'm not going to spoil, but the other thing I don't care because it's so amazing. Maybe it'll cause people to watch it. At the end, her friend is like, we thought it was the magic bracelet that gave you the superpowers, but I checked your family and you seem to have some sort of mutation. And when he says this word, they play in the background. Na 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 na. They play the X-Men 1990s theme song.
Oh.
It's a brief moment, and I'm just like, they just backdoored the mutants into the MCU. It's happening, y'all. It's happening. It's not in an alternative universe like they did with Doc Strange.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited. Like, you have no idea.
Thanks
Mainly
for the reminder. Tom sent me a folder of some videos.
And
For Marvel.
Oh.
I'm kind of hoping that Disney will see me and I can write the story that needs to be written for this, because I want to do the Rise of Apocalypse, but the 1990s Rise of Apocalypse, which means we need to introduce Angel early and have him get injured and go through the whole thing, because I need a film version of If Angels Had No Wings, because it is one of the best comics in all of the X-Men comics that has ever been done.
He wants to lick my bowl.
Of course he does. Him's upper.
Why does Tom, if you're listening, why is I Am 2 not in this?
I'm so excited.
Now I can hear his collar dinging on the bowl.
Mm-hmm. And I feel a lot of people aren't talking about it. And they're like, just hearing the fork, it's cracking me up. I kid too. I really liked Multiverse of Madness. I loved it so much.
Same.
The scene where Zombie Strange has the cape of demon ghost
Yes.
is the greatest thing
So cool.
visually in a Marvel movie ever. And oh yes, I may have rewatched Multiverse of Madness way too many times, specifically for that. And I love America Chavez. She's one of my favorite characters from the comics. I really like how they did her in the show. I'm hoping to see a lot more of her. I think she's also supposed to appear in the Marvels. But
Which is just cool. Thank you, Tom.
it's because they did the thing. They did the thing.
So in Doctor Strange, the first one, it was trippy as hell for my brain.
With the visuals.
And there were times when I was like, I cannot watch this.
Oh.
It's a good thing. I'm like, I feel like I'm drunk or high, and I'm neither.
That's how a Doctor Strange movie should make you feel. That's
But
how the
not in a
comics
fun
make
way.
you feel. Oh,
I love
Sorry about
all
that.
the fractals.
because the comics are some of the trippiest things I have ever seen.
I think it
And-
was like the rate at which things were going at some points that I was like, if I had epilepsy, I'd be down.
I will say, Multiverse of Madness gave me hopes that maybe we will get an honest-to-God Silver Surfer movie. Because speaking of things that need to be like psychedelic, trippy, and amazing, I really want a Silver Surfer movie. I really, really want a Silver Surfer movie. And I want Sam Raimi to direct it. Because I love his Spider-Man until we get to 3. His 3 was choices. All the choices.
But special place in my heart because the music from and inspired by soundtrack for Spider-Man 3 is what got me into a little bit more of the harder music.
I can understand that.
I was
But-
like, what is this? Paramore? Like, oh, so cool.
I love Tobey Maguire, but if I ever have to see that Saturday Night Fever dance sequence again,
Yes. Yes. So
Just-
bad.
I mean,
But
like,
they have the Venom teaser.
Emo Peter dancing like that was just like, why?
Yeah. But they had the Venom teaser, like, for the after credits scene for No Way Home. So
And-
I'm not sure how they're going to do that with
as I understand it, that is the Venom from the Andrew Garfield. Was that the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he has been crossed over into the MCU 616 movies to go after Spider-Man. And he's going to be very confused because it's not the Spider-Man that he thinks he's going after. That's my understanding of the story as it is currently pitched.
So it's not the Venom movies?
Apparently the Venom from the Venom movies is the Venom from the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man universe.
Okay. I still haven't seen the Venom movies.
I've seen the first one. I have not seen the
Trailers.
second one. I saw the first one. The first one is so bad that I love it. Like if you
I
just
want
need
to
to
watch
see,
it because I'm like everybody's like I was waiting for the pointless like Tom Hardy shirtless scene and they're like and it never came. It's just this man that's sweaty and depressed. I was like, yes,
it is
you need this movie.
it is the part that Tom Hardy was born to play. Like it's somewhere. It's basically like if you watch it right before you watch Fury Road, it makes a certain amount of sense because there's a reason he doesn't talk in Fury Road. He said everything. He finally got rid of Venom. The world has ended. Just fine, ladies. It's you now. Just whatever. I'm done. Like the two movies work together really well because there's just so much that has to be said in the Venom movies. That's just, I mean, just chef's kiss trash.
I also love that I don't know if I might have seen like some gifs of an interview he did or a clip from an interview he did, and he's just totally okay with like trashing his own career. I'm like, thank you.
A lot of it has to do with the most unfortunate Star Trek film that he was unfortunately a part of, because no one remembers, because he was very young. He played young clone Star Trek Picard, Jean-Luc Picard, in Star Trek Nemesis. He is the villain in Star Trek Nemesis. He plays clone Jean-Luc Picard, and they put him in a really bad bald cap and everything. It's bad because, you know,
Everyone has that movie. I
Picard-
don't remember that movie.
Picard wasn't always bald. Like, wasn't always, like, he did have hair at some point. Anyway, and it's bad. It is a bad movie. It is one of the Star Trek movies that should not exist. It is just bad on every level. It's so bad that they let them retcon large parts of it for Star Trek Picard season 1. Kinda ish. And
Oh, there he is.
found a way to make it worse. Because Picard season 1 is just, it's somehow not as bad as season 2, but still just utter trash. And not even fun trash. Just, have you ever wanted to watch Data die slowly over like a 5-minute montage of sad music? If so, watch Star Trek Picard season 1.
Oh no.
Why?
They bring Data back from the dead to kill him painfully.
That's not fair.
He literally begs for death before they kill him.
Oh, man.
Why did you do that?
Okay, I'm not like die-hard Star Trek fan, but I do watch the occasional episode of Next Gen, and I really like Data.
Yeah, they bring him back from the dead to torture him and have him literally beg for his death, and then to do a very slow montage where we get to watch him die very slowly on screen. They don't cut away. Just, here is Data dying. He's still dying. He's still dying. Have you looked away yet? He's still dying. Nope, still going on. He's still, yep, that's Data dying. And now he's dead. It's all of that, like, Transformers the motion picture. Oh my goodness, they actually killed Optimus Prime energy, except for without a killer soundtrack and much more strung out and long. Like, what? Why did you do this? Who asked for this? What is the point of you? What is the point? Why did
Hi,
you?
Heather.
Hi, Heather. Yeah, this is
So
true.
embarrassed.
Yeah, it's so bad. But apparently, because to get back on track, Star Trek Nemesis was so bad and so critically panned that it hurt Tom Hardy's career so badly. He got into the self-harm as a result of that movie.
Oh,
And we almost lost Tom Hardy because of this really bad Star Trek movie. And that taught him to not take his career seriously. Like, you don't take it too seriously. If you are a working actor, just have fun with it. And so, yeah, he gives no Fs anymore. He just takes the parts that look fun to him and does crazy things with it. But yeah, Star Trek Nemesis is bad for so many reasons. But the biggest one is it almost took Tom Hardy away from us. And that is unforgivable. Just unforgivable.
On a happier note, we had the Star Trek original series movies on VHS. And yeah, our VHS player ate the soundtrack on it. And so we were watching the scene where Spock dies and Kirk is like, no, and they're like the wall between. It sounds like they're farting the whole time. And it was priceless. We almost didn't want to have to toss these VHSs because it was so funny.
Oh, the era of the dueling autobiographies. Yes.
Oh, so fun.
So for anybody who is not a Star Trek fan, Just a weird like side tangent note, and I promise we are going to do another sprint. But Spock died because Leonard Nimoy did not want to play him, and they had to bribe him so hard to get him back for the first movie because they had already written another character for somebody else, and they were like, "But movie, Leonard," and like money, and paid him a lot to come back. And he basically was like, "Yeah, but if you do any more of these, you're killing me." And coinciding with Wrath of Khan and them killing off Spock, Leonard Nimoy wrote the most passive-aggressive, angry autobiography ever titled I Am Not Spock, where he vented all of his frustration with having been typecast and blah, 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 blah. I get it. I feel it. You do you, boo. But the backlash that he faced for this, he couldn't find work anywhere because they're like, fine, whatever, go away now. And like conventions dried up because who wanted the I Am Not Spock guy to show up to talk about his time on Star Trek if he hated it so much? So, why? So in the interim, a magical thing happens and the book comes out for its second edition and canonical edition, I Am Spock, where the entire book was rewritten to talk about how much he loved being on the show, how groundbreaking it was, and please, please, please forgive me, please, please, please forgive me, and put me back in the series, please. And that's why we get Star Trek 3, The Search for Spock, where they hunt him down and bring him back to life, because biggest mea culpa I have ever seen an actor do. Like, he literally rewrote his autobiography to say, I'm sorry. And I love that. That's like Chef's Kiss levels of things. Yes, he was. He also hosted, and I'm still frustrated that nobody has it up on a streaming service to make it easy to watch, the Old School In Search Of series, where Leonard Nimoy narrates all of the unsolved mysteries of the cosmos.
Oh.
And it's trashy, and I love it. I grew up on it. It used to, when I was a kid, when the History Channel first launched, it was on every day when I got home from school, and I used to watch it all the time. Then they did the knockoff In Search Of show, which was fine, but it didn't have Leonard Nimoy doing his I Am Leonard Nimoy, the voice of God voice over top of all of the crazy stuff.
I remember those history shows. I loved them.
Where are these?
What led to him doing that Bilbo Baggins song?
As I understand it, it was a feud that he had with William Shatner, because William Shatner had released, I believe, 2 spoken word albums up to that point, which are terrible. They are amazingly bad. I highly recommend that you check them out. They are worse than you have heard and worse than you're currently imagining. They're so bad. They're so bad. Like, he does not understand what a tempo is. He does not understand what a key is. And he did it to backing tracks, so the band could not like try to adjust itself to whatever the hell he was doing. So it's just there's music playing and William Shatner saying things on top of it, and he thought this was music. They're so bad. Definitely check those out. And as I understand it, he told William Shatner, anybody with enough celebrity can just put out an album and it will sell. And William Shatner was like, no, I'm so good at this. And so Leonard Nimoy recorded an album. And it sold. And it is equally trash. It is actually kind of superior trash.
I've seen the music video for the Bilbo one. Oh gosh.
But it is my understanding that's how that came about. At least that is the legend that has been shared by Leonard Nimoy, and that he shared when I did get to see him at a convention about that. Somebody asked. And whether it's true or not, it's canon. I'm accepting it. Truth be damned, that's what happened. Like, yes, that whole thing, definitely that.
You were so cute when you grabbed
You're
it.
welcome. I've tried to be relaxing because my anxiety is crazy.
Here, let me see you some more with a poopy.
I shall let y'all pop our-
Really?
Let
Oh,
y'all
I haven't
pop.
rotated my screen down yet to get rid of the creepy stuffed animals up top of my.
Nor my wonky pajamas. I am wearing pants.
It's the internet, Laura. Nobody knows if anybody's wearing pants, and we've just accepted this. It's the basic truth of the internet. But that does bring up one of my favorite Zoom clips that made it online, where the guy gets up to grab a thing and reveals that he's wearing shorts instead of the suit bottoms for the suit that he's wearing. And he like freaks out and gets really upset about it. And the guy that's interviewing him stands up and reveals that he's also wearing Bermuda shorts.
I've seen that commercial.
Good boy.
Hashtag I am wearing pants.
They're Minnie Mouse pants too.
Nice.
I'm just saying, this is the internet. We all just assume no one's wearing pants. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Like, we just hopefully everybody's got pants on. But if not, this is the internet. Just don't stand up, please. Like, just remember not to stand up. It's fine. It's fine. It's the internet. Why are we like this?
No, I really do just want to switch the monitors now.
Well, we know what
No
Cat's
impulse
doing.
control today, apparently.
We know what Cat's doing during the next sprint. It is time to say goodbye to Ralph. But I am going to sloppily drink water first.
Woohoo.
Bye-bye, Ralph. I am sticking with this
So
animal.
since the kids are so active in sports, every hour, Bestie has a device remind them to drink water. And it went off today, and Toby kind of like rolled his eyes, like, she hasn't said for every hour. And I'm like, hydrate, don't dehydrate. And he kind of looked at me like, what?
If you don't
Like,
drink the water, you
The
die.
ultimate clueless teenager face.
That's great. Good night, CB. Have a good one. Have all the sleep, have all the dreams, and may they not be as weird as mine. Alrighty. Let us make sure that we have our stuff open. Make sure that we are saving it. If you need to get something to hydrate with, maybe do that. If you have been sitting this entire time, we've been doing this for 2 hours and 15 minutes. If you've not gotten up, maybe get up, do a little chair dance, something. We're going to get started on this sprint in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now. Kong.
Dun, dun, dun.
Kong is the wiener. So I heard a ding on my phone. I looked at what it was. I got an email from somebody, and I started reading that, which got me into my email, and that's what I did. That's right. I did write a very long response, so I got words in. Uh-oh.
Okay.
I disappointed Kat so much she left.
Wanna hear
Now
what
I
got
can
so far?
hear.
Yay!
I think something disconnected when I swapped the computer, their
Ah.
positions, and I was like, "Hey, I can't hear anything."
I was just saying how I spent all that time in my email instead of on my outline. I mean, I got stuff done. It was good stuff. It was stuff I needed to do anyway. So,
Want to hear what I've written?
Always.
The beginning of it, I wrote at 2:30 in the morning when I couldn't sleep yesterday. So I've been continuing it now. Untitled so far. The ebony shadows of the Gothic. Nope, I can't read. The ebony shadows of the castle reached long over the surrounding moor. Ravens rasped with lipless beaks, their utterances curses upon the land of the desolate. Banshee screams seeped from the landscape as the winds whipped through the hollows. My home. Sleep flees my dry eyes every witching hour. The room breathes, walls bending inwards with each inhale, smelling me, tasting the fear radiating off my skin, relishing it. My aged skin hangs off my young bones, body wasting before its time. Breezes cut through my flesh with the slightest whisper. And that's all I've got. Yay.
Very good.
I
Again,
finally,
the description.
I am unreasonably proud of myself because I finally learned how to clap with this ring on. Because this ring is going to break. I'm going to break a finger on this ring one day. Because if I actually clap, it hurts so much. But if I just move one hand, I can make clapping sounds and carefully keep that ring away from the other fingers.
Nice.
Because I tried that, but then I mess up and I hit too high and I hit the ring. This ring is going to break my hand
But
one
you
day.
should also, I will pop my thumb backwards. I also, I literally curve my fingers away from each other because I learned how to. I jammed this really badly.
My brain. Laura, why did you? Ah!
Glad I wasn't looking at the.
I wasn't looking, and I don't want to know.
You broke me. Ugh.
I just did a slippery fish with my fingers. What's fun is doing little jellyfish.
She has found a way to sneak her hand through the computer network all the way to my house down here in southern Missouri and put her fingers right into my brain and shake it so it bubbles like jelly. Just wiggle. Like,
That's okay. My grade school friend that I went to the graduation party for her son on Saturday night. She was telling me about all of her health issues and how she finally won her battle to get disability. And she had to demonstrate that she was born with hip dysplasia. And I'm like, ah!
I can pop my hip. It hurts to walk when it's out.
hi, Mr. P. And we're really hoping we can get a friend of ours on disability because he has the long COVIDs and is in his mid-30s with congestive heart failure and so much lung scarring. Standing for more than 2 to 3 minutes causes him to almost black out from the exertion.
Oh God!
Make sure you're vaccinated, kids. Don't listen to the bad people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. I will tell more spoilers. So, all of the movies that have not come out yet end this way. Wouldn't that be nice?
I'm keeping my mouth sealed.
Yeah,
I actually know some.
You do.
I probably could if I wanted to, because I've got a friend who writes tie-in novels for a living, and I know he's written tie-ins for a couple movies that have not come out yet, which means he at least has a rough idea of what happens in the movie. Granted, they usually send him an early work draft of the script, so it is fun. What? You can alter your clock for? Cool. So how are you doing today, Mr. P? Another small paragraph rewritten. Hey, progress is progress. Any step forward is a good step forward. I look forward to getting any writing at all. Now, it may be because I watched a documentary about the making of Who Framed Roger Rabbit earlier today, that this list of things that you did became much more, let's say, animated in my brain as I am reading this, and just like imagine this in a much more like Looney Tunes Roger Rabbit-y sort of a way. Like that is the imagery that I got. I feel like I have to justify my weird laughter because I see things in my head that I shouldn't. It has been a weird day.
I love how the settings for the camera in here, the low definition is literally just a zoomed in version of the high definition.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
This is the high def. This is the low def.
Because I think
Same.
I'm on the standard def because the low def I'm gonna have to lean back for because
Well, it hides. I have a pile of clothes right here.
and the high def is actually working right now. It often has me like really ghost and traily. Like I often look like something out of a movie where they just did the drugs. That moment when you need your shoulder to pop, but it's not plain alone. It's not enough comparison, to be honest. I mean, it was a really nifty thing because the whole thing was actually about the Donald Duck, Daffy Duck sequence and everything that went into making it, especially all of the negotiations between Warner Brothers and Disney to allow them to be in the movie together. Because there were a lot of negotiations about that and about Mickey and Bugs appearing in a movie together. There were a lot of legal things that they had to do to get through that. It was a lot of fun and I did not realize that it was based off of a book. I'm sure I knew that at one point, but apparently it was based off of a novel called Who Silenced Roger Rabbit, I think was the name of the book.
Something like that. I remember watching that on Lost in Adaptation.
And I'm sure I knew that at some point, but I had completely forgotten that it was based off of a book. And we're just going to get the mini faces of Kat.
Yeah, you are.
I had a moment of, are my eyes doing weird flickery things? Because I have a slight headache, and I'm like, is this the migraine? No, Kat's just playing with the camera. I'm fine. Yay.
Sorry.
Yay. No, nothing for you to be sorry about.
There's also this.
My brain registered it as flickering, not as camera actually changing. probably through the kitchen. It's definitely worth a Roger Rabbit short. I love that movie so much. Like it's painful how much I love that movie. I also feel that despite I get a lot of the criticism of it, but I do feel that the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, the new one, is the spiritual successor to Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was a little bit more internet humor than I wanted in a movie, but because it was more like reference humor than like a lot of the other things that I think they could have done. But I just want more of that kind of a thing. I like the Roger Rabbit universe, and I want more things said in it. Uh-oh, McGonagall's awake and staring at me. Okay, I'm not worthy. Okay. Thank you for not taking my blood.
Woo!
She just
Yes,
bounded up
Hey.
and gave me the look and stared at me for a long period of time. I was like, I'm about to scream in a minute, aren't I? And then just, yeah. Yeah. I feels this. Like, I really wanted to make a tea during one of the sprints that we had earlier today. And all I could see is just like all of the ways that I'm going to spill that tea everywhere. So I did not do it. I did get myself a refill of water. Why putting water in the exact same cup did not make me think that I was going to spill it everywhere. I don't know. I think it was more the fact that there would be hot water as opposed to cold water.
I'm just mother. I'd prefer the cold water.
It was so hot today. Wondering what the actual temperature is outside right now. Yay, it has gone down to 93 outside. What does it feels like? It still feels like it's 111.
And now the rain's coming in. I am so glad I left Bessie's when I did.
Yeah.
I probably could have stayed a little bit longer, but her husband was like, so there's some nasty storms coming this way. You probably should be ahead of it when you head back east.
I feel like I need to re-educate myself on what dew point means. Because it is actually 93 degrees. That is the actual temperature. It feels like it's 110, 111. But according to the humidity thing, the dew point is 80 degrees. So if we're no, it would have to get 13 degrees cooler. I confused myself. I answered my own question. But yeah, that's still an obscenely high dew point. Ugh, where are you? I know why you are, but still. Ah! Oh. I was going to say something. I had like a whole like witty retort to that and everything, and it just like ran away. I watched it. Just like
something amazing, I guess.
Yeah, that I feel like that's my response to everything right now is just, I don't know, something amazing. Yeah. A little bit of the brain deads. So we have like 5 minutes until the end of the stream. Lauryn Hill is a good thing to have stuck in your head, though. I'm just saying. If I had to choose, Lauryn Hill is a good thing to have stuck in there. So tomorrow, Brian and Tom will be doing something. More than likely, Brian will be feeding Tom to wolves. So enjoy that, because Brian's going to want to rush up into the mountains because they finished the blob monster fight, which I think is still on the channel over there. It's terrible. It's nightmare. It's bad. Like, if you want to watch people suffer, if watching people suffer for an extended period of time gives you peace, go check out the VOD from last Thursday because this was the fight that never ends.
It really
And-
did last almost the whole stream.
Which, I said that was what would be happening, and I was sadly right. But now that they have the ability to go up into the mountains, Brian, is going to want to run up into the mountains as quickly as they possibly can. So expect
I'm murdered.
a lot of it'll be fine, and Tom doing naked Viking runs to get back to his wolf-eaten body.
No.
Because Brian has a really good knack. Like, I've tried to explain this to Tom and to anybody else who plays video games with Brian. Brian has a very good knack of seeing the danger coming and basically living by the maxim of, I don't have to run faster than a bear, I just have to run faster than you.
He's not wrong.
He has a talent for this. I don't appreciate this talent, but he has a talent for this. So that's probably what they will be doing tomorrow. I will join them at some point after class because I will be in class on Thursday. I've got, I think, 2 more in this section. I think it's this Thursday and next Thursday are our last 2, which does not feel humanly possible, but is thing. And then I will have, I think, a 2 or 3 week break before the next class starts. So that'll be fun. And then Friday, unless something comes up, or actually, I'm not even going to make stipulations right now. I'm just going to say that I'm doing the thing because my brain and body like to be like, haha, you said you were doing anything. You're going to do the opposite now. So we will be playing No Man's Sky on Friday on the stream because they just released a new patch where they've completely overhauled the way that freighters work. You can actually have a full base in space now on your freighter.
Still have
I'm really curious if they did some kind of fleet combat thing. The video announcing it's very, very basic, and I haven't read the patch notes yet. I'm really excited about it. I do rather enjoy that game. If nothing else, we will continue running around planet to planet looking for kaiju because they're in the game now too.
I could potentially join you in that
And I have yet to find one.
because I do have No Man's Sky.
I love this game. I love that the content updates are still free. They have not been charging for the content upgrades because enough people are still being onboarded onto the game that it's paying for its development. I love that.
I do have that game, by the way. So I
I-
could potentially play with you if you wanted.
I really do enjoy it, and it's really pretty. So, if nothing else, I will be shooting pirates in my spaceship, if nothing else, because I rather enjoy doing the bounty hunts in that game. So, if nothing else, that's what we will be doing. So, I'm looking forward to that. Also, if there are any weird songs that you would like to hear me do really weird versions of, do let me know, because we are now, I would say, ankle deep in the process of making our over-the-top, insane, completely overproduced version of the Oscar Mayer Wiener song. I now have the sheet music for Glory to start practicing off of. So, and this will not just be a song, it will be an EP. There will be at least 2 versions, if not more, of this in here. Our original overproduced version and a techno dance mix, because of course there will be.
You know
Who
what
does not want a
might
techno
be a
dance
fun one?
mix? What?
You know what might be a fun one?
What?
Love Potion number 9.
Oh, that would be so much fun. Especially a nice chill wave, nice cold wave version of that. That would be so creepy. Oh, that would turn it instantly into a murder song. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. I have to look up lyrics. I know it's time to be done, but because
Smelled like turpentine and tastes like India ink. I closed my nose to help my. I took a drink.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, because if you do this with that deadpan cold wave voice, I took my mother's troubles down to Madam. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. This would be such a murder song. Oh, because once you start doing it in that cold deadpan, cold wave style. Oh yeah. Love
The
potion.
B.A. Pescara says, "Oh, I'm here for that song. My baloney has a first name."
We have talked about doing that as the sequel to Oscar Mayer. We have already discussed that. I'm curious to see how well this works because I have not worked with a person other than myself on music since 2001. I want to say 2001, when I was doing remixes and stuff. It's been a while. So this is a kind of a pilot program to see how that works. But yeah, that we have already talked about that being a possible sequel because I mean, how do you do a follow-up to the Oscar Mayer theme song? My baloney. Like it's the obvious. Not that one.
Oh, sorry.
Though that would be a fun like third version or secret version that you hide on the EP. Right. Like it's amazing because I am such a big fan of cold wave. Like it's probably my absolute favorite genre of music, and you can turn anything into a murder song. There's By God 20 did a cold wave cover of Madonna's Like a Prayer that is so like it is the stalker chasing you through the woods, basically telling you to pray before you die. Like they changed not one word to the song. It's just transposing it into that style. Oh, you gonna die. You gonna die? Like this is not, there's no romance, there's no naughty time, there is just death. There is a knife hunting you through the woods, you better run. And I appreciate that. Also, Switchblade Symphony did a cover of Night Moves by Bob Seger that is possibly one of the funniest things ever because I feel like it's the origin of What We Do in the Shadows because it really comes off sounding like two bored vampires.
What about Moves Like Jagger?
Oh my. Oh my.
Just putting it out there.
That would be that's pure nightmare fuel. I kind of love that. Oh. But alrighty, it is time. Does anybody have anything? Oh, check out Maggie's video if you the VOD of the live stream where she launched her new book over on her channel, Penumbra Mine. If you haven't seen it already, Carrie's pre-order is up. Finally.
It's live.
It's live.
Nice.
So pre-order Carrie's book. I feel like I'm forgetting stuff. There's like 5 million books coming out with her in it.
The next one, so one came out yesterday. It's on Black Hair Press's Patreon. It's about a Lovecraftian being under a child's bed. And then on the 31st, so next Sunday, the next volume of Lovecraftiana will be out, and my flash piece, Boy on the Wallpaper, will be in there. And
Carrie.
Yeah, Carrie.
Hold on.
And then August 2nd, Tuesday, 7 p.m., I will be hosting a description workshop on the YouTubes where if you want, you can come on and we can go over a passage that you've written and workshop the descriptive prose in your passage. So far, I have 3 people that want to come on stream. So if you want to come on, let me know. I can get you a StreamYard link.
Oh, and with camp ending, I think I should say that was my original hope for Fantasy First Aid, was that we would be doing that and helping people with their world building. We have, in fact, only done that once because nobody volunteered to be a victim for the second time. So if I'm probably going to be bringing back Fantasy First Aid starting next month because camp will be over and we will be going back to regular programming. So if you would like to have help with your world building, contact me and we will schedule a Fantasy First Aid for you. It may be something that you want to, especially if you have like a World Anvil or something that you are expecting familiarity with, get that to me ahead of time so I can look at it. But if it's just questions and stuff, we can do that live on stream.
I do have on Tuesday. I haven't gotten a job yet, so on Tuesday, July 26th, so next Tuesday, is going to be the Classics Book Club. Hopefully, it will not be alone. So I will share. Using Charlie's thing because it's easier.
Yeah, I'm not wrenched. So.
Oh.
What?
I'm not wrenched on YouTube.
How is that a thing? We will fix that in the after show. That.
But that's why
you literally have control over the channel. You literally pirated my channel because you have that much control over the channel. How do you not have a wrench?
I pirated your channel.
I'm just saying, like, you all have to. You should have wrench. Anyway, we'll fix that in the after show.
StreamYard is separate from YouTube.
Yeah, but I thought I already did that on YouTube. Anyway, and in honor of Jules, before we go, and all of the wonderful murder songs that we've been talking about, because I can't get it out of my head because Patricia Taxon put it back in my head. If you've not listened to the secret extended cut of Sixpence None the Richer's Kiss Me, titled Kiss Me, Kill Me, and you like Nightmare Fuel, like pure Nightmare Fuel, I highly recommend. It is Lovecraftian nightmares, but it wrapped in a very happy, shiny pop song. And it works. It's really, really good. Just search Kiss Me, Kill Me in YouTube, and you will find it right away. It is wonderful. And I make no apologies for what dreams may come. Alrighty. I have to go make Carrie a mod. Have the fun, guys. Bye.